Hi dear friends, let me introduce you to one of my dream projects. I have been starting this project already several times. I wanted to write a book about it and all kind of other things. I wanted to make a photo reportage for my website, but didn't really manage so far. But this is a start.
Chinese can be a little bit sticklers on rules, so I went through a door which was not the entrance. Now I go to the entrance, and the same guy probably comes to pick up my tickets. Nope.
Yeah, that is pretty much what hell looks like on the inside. The Daoist Hell anyway. What you saw on the outside is what hell looks on the outside. You can make your own judgment. What you see here is the entrance towards the Hell Court in Beijing. On the left and on the right side you see the tiger and the dragon god guarding the entrance. Oh yeah, and there is 10 other generals who are flanking the doors to make sure that no trespassers come into the Hell realm. Not an easy place to get there, you think. Well, for Taoist culture, for Chinese culture, you die, you go to hell. That's a rule. The only way to escape is to become an immortal. Positive, right? I have been visiting this hell court for about 16 times, I guess. Almost every time when I'm in Beijing, I will visit this hell court. And for a long time, it was just basically a squat. There was nobody there, just some believers who sometimes came. But no Taoists, no ceremonies, no rituals. But this year everything changed. The court has been a museum already for a long time. And every time when you come here you have to pay entrance, just a few RMB, no problem. But this time, of course, there were people watching what you were doing, and they didn't mind me making my recordings after I asked them for sure, apart from some places where you're not supposed to film. And you will see some of the moments in the movie. This is the first one of a whole series. I'm going to pay attention to the ethical foundations of hell and influence on Kung Fu and on Chinese medicine. And if you like, just follow this series on the Patreon account and enjoy it. In the West, we know descriptions from hell from Dante Alighieri and Milton, and in Taoism, the notions of hell are originating in Buddhism. But you will see there are some differences and some similarities, and these are very central hall we find the king of hell. On the entrance we have a tiger, a dragon, a drum, and here I got thrown out of the temple because of filming.
Well,
the god of hell is not an unfriendly face necessarily, but he rules a hardy bunch. Enough to get scared of anyway. The court itself is a lovely place. It takes down the noise from the city from outside, which has grown increasingly busy every year, and it is less and less a pleasure to walk here because of the noise and the pollution. But this place is like an oasis. You see here on the columns how the court is being organized. There are long rows with courts on the left and on the right and on the front and on the back. There are some honorary places on the directions. So the whole court is just like in the Earth altar video, organized as a mandala. Like we saw in the video on the Confucius temple, you see a lot of stels with nominations and stuff like this from all kind of famous people. Every time a large plate with a text on the top of a turtle. They're not as large as some in some temples, but they're still pretty much large. Here I give you a walk through to one of the sides of the temple, just to give you a little bit of idea of the size. It is huge. Just walk with me. Every temple place, every altar place, every court has one or two gods and a few statues as a remembrance of the things that are happening in that court. So you can see this is an educational place. In front of every court there is a thing. The thing is for offering incense, for special rituals. Every day of the year, basically, you can say there is a god that deserves a celebration. And this is a little bit of a mirror image to the goddess of time, who has 64 different gods, 60 different gods around her for every year in a 60-year cycle. But in this case, there are 78 courts, and the 78 courts, they are filled with well, about 100 gods, I guess. I haven't really counted them, but maybe at the end of this movie we count them. But you see, it's a long way, and if you want to greet all the gods like I did for this movie, to ask permission to film and to say thank you, so I went 3 times through this thing. I also made videos from every court in the succeeding episodes, where I'm going to tell you more about the ethical backgrounds of the existence of this court and the ideas about this court. Like I said already, the courts are educational to show you what kind of punishment you can expect in relationship to the profession that you have or the status in life and the crimes that you commit, but also what kind of rewards you can expect. Ironically, a Western hell is just about punishment, and it's about misery and about how hard life is, and it seems to be a little bit of a sadist place. Here it is more like a measuring out what kind of punishment you are required to receive for the misdeeds that you have been doing. And it is a place that allows for punishment and reward in what is called a fair way. And this is in accordance with Confucian thought, where things should be harmonious and measured, and not in a precise calculation like when you calculate in calories and gradually grow fat, but in an appropriate way which shows the moral consciousness of the one who is punishing. And you as a person, because of your life, whatever you do, you deserve to go to hell, of course, and then maybe even become so well acquainted to hell that you can find a place as one of the kings of hell. So that was it for today. I hope you sign up for this series and you're going to follow it and become all the wiser with it, just like I did do every time when I go in.